Brace the rudders! Raise the sails! Raise the sails!
Captain, an unidentified ship is approaching. Over.
Roger. Wait, is that an enterprise sales solution?
Reach sales professionals, not professional sailors. With LinkedIn ads, you can target the right people by industry, job title, and more. We'll even give you a $100 credit on your next campaign. Get started today at linkedin.com/results. Terms and conditions apply.
Welcome to Critical Hit, a Major Spoilers podcast. Thank you, everybody, for downloading and checking us out this week. We're so happy to have you here, being part of our adventure. Kevin, I'm a little nervous.
Oh, why are you nervous?
Things are creeping around, trying to kill us.
Oh, well, that's not new.
Yeah, but these things are like creepy. It's like when you're in the jungle and then you turn around and you see the velociraptors looking at you and you're like, clever girl. And then you die. I have a feeling that's going to happen here.
Well, that hasn't happened yet, but last time
On Critical Hit.
You guys did go into the Research and Development Cube at the Doctor and Scramble headquarters on Arshalan, which is outside the Pact World space, so that they don't have to obey Pact World's laws, such as they are. And you went there as part of a convoluted scheme to get corporate backing for a wildcard race to get you guys back into Drifters, but they asked a favor in return, going and rescuing this, well, not rescuing, subduing this...
Re-enslaving?
Applying the obedience serum to the creative, some mysterious creature within this cube. And last time...
On Critical Hit. We already did that. You don't need to do it twice.
I was just... you didn't have to do it twice. I just said, those words that I'm not going to say again.
Look, we've got a Pavlovian response up in here.
So, previously, you had fought a pair of...
Critical Hit.
No. Of Dububnan guards, the one-legged frog people who speak only corporatese, and they had seemed to be infected with something. Amu could determine that their actions were not really their own, and that they were not necessarily being controlled, but they were certainly acting very abnormally, and as they were enraged and tried to attack you. You successfully subdued both of them after Amu stabilized the one that I think Vangi almost killed. And that is where we'd left off. As Stephen had mentioned, you are in a jungle inside this cube because it's just teeming with all sorts of life. And then there are a few of these little office rooms that have been connected to the walls, little rectangular offices that you can see. At least one from here is transparent and has the signs of equipment and power in it.
Yeah, and we saw that thing fly off to there, right? So we need to maybe head over there.
That's right. You also saw a flying eye about the size of... Yep. That was about the size of a basketball, and it flew off in that direction.
How long do we need to rest to recover our stamina points?
To spend, I think it's 10 minutes.
Well, let's tie these guys up and have a huddle.
All right, I'll grab some vines that aren't moving around and tie these guys up.
Okay. You do note that you have to tie them up in a kind of weird way because you've seen that they can blow themselves up really, really big. So you might have to consult with Amu as to how to prevent that from happening. Amu, or maybe Skritic.
Use a sedative.
That'll do. So anyone who wants to, you guys do have time to take a 10-minute rest, and you can tie them up while you're at it and discuss amongst yourselves what your plan is. But if you intend to recover your stamina points, then you will have to spend a resolve to do so.
Yeah,
I
I'll
seem
spend a
to be
resolve.
uninjured.
Me too.
Only for you.
I know, right?
So, team co-captain, what is the plan? I noticed that we didn't kill these guys, so I'm guessing we're not going to kill the creative.
Yeah, no. Well, we were never supposed to kill the creative, considering that the plan was to put the obedience serum into it. But
right.
But my thought is that we talk to the creative, try to figure out some kind of scheme where it is obedient for a bit and then does its own thing once we have secured our campaign. Because I really wouldn't do anything to having to work for these guys.
Yeah. In preparation for that, Amu, see if you can figure out what is actually in that slave juice.
Yeah, and maybe what happened to these Jabubnins to make them all angry.
I'm assuming it's the creative that has them all angry.
Well, all right, but
Weird.
is there anything that we can do to prevent winding up going like them?
That is a good question. Or did you want something more?
Yeah, I mean, if you could, I don't know, poke them and figure out if we can do something. Like if there's something you can give us to protect us.
We will attempt to find out.
All right. So, what do you do, Amu?
Almost literally what we were told to do.
All right. Start poking around using your kit to analyze them and figure out what happened to them.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay, give me a medicine check and then a life science check as well. Very good medicine check. Nice, Amu. 29.
Ooh. Only 20 for the life science.
Still very good. So, cool. I will respond to you in a little bit. Amu is busy working on the toads.
I will fish around in my pockets and see if I can find any protein supplements that I may have brought from the ship to hand to those who need some boosting. Not having to eat food, I don't know if this will help as I hand to Hecubino.
No, well, why don't we wait till we hear what Ship Doctor has to say?
Well, I mean, I was letting you guys do whatever else you want for a few minutes.
Oh, yeah, no, I was just responding to Bob on that one, not saying that we're, waiting on you.
Is it just like a power bar?
Yeah. Something in bar form.
Thanks.
It's a bar of something.
I'll take a bite out of it.
It's Resolve brand protein bars.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'll start looking at the area around and trying to come up with a path to get up from where we are to where we saw the eye float off to.
Yeah, I'll check the perimeter and just make sure that ain't anything else spying on us.
All right. So Skritic, why don't you give me a perception check?
19?
And okay. Vangi, why don't you do the same? Actually,
5.
All right. So what was it you were trying to assess again, Vangi?
I was trying to come up with a good way to get up to the where the eye floated off to, like vines that would bear weight or things like that.
Yeah. So you're starting to plot it out, and you're like, I just don't see how it's going to get there. And then it occurs to you, you really need to know how much weight each of these things can hold, and you're kind of guessing at that. Why don't you make a survival check?
Oh, sure, I can do that. It's a better mod. But worst roll, so a 9.
Yeah, you're at a loss. I mean, you think that it's possible, but you're really not sure how.
Fair enough.
So, Skritic, you see several other flying things. There's those mushrooms that kind of puff themselves floating through the sky, and I guess I should say fungi. And there's like weird jellyfish-like creatures floating around, and you think you see there's definitely other types of birds and things like that in the canopy. You think you see some of those weird nerve skin wings flutter about. They are pretty stealthy, but you think that there are more of those eyes in the canopy around. They don't seem to be near you, so presumably they're not necessarily looking specifically just for you, but it has eyes everywhere.
Trees have eyes, y'all. Keep your wits up.
Ooh. So as you guys sit in the jungle cube and Amu does his analysis, it is like really hot in here. It's hot and humid. There must be some sort of like vaporizers just constantly at work, keeping this thing filled with moisture. We're 100% humidity.
Perfect.
Ugh, gross.
Even for you androids, it starts to condense in weird spots.
Okay.
That just sounds gross.
I mean, have you ever been outside in like 100-degree heat with 100% humidity? It is gross.
Yeah, it's just like a dehumidifier. Like Bob just has a little drawer and just like take it out, like dump it out, and like put it back in.
All right. So you note, however, that there are some insects, but not a ton of them. So you're relatively free from that particular hazard. And you see a few like minor predators wandering about. There's something that looks like a purple jaguar with 8 extra snake heads attached to it. And you realize, like, hey, that's actually from Arshalan because it's from the same planet as the lizard man that Vangi fought Fair to Lance in the hologram, in the hack, which also had like 8 extra snake heads attached to its main head for whatever reason.
The Octo Jaguar.
Mm-hmm. It considers hunting you guys and then moves on. And then Amu, your analysis is complete. So these guys were subjected to a you'd call it a poison, but it's really like a DNA resequencing, not even a virus so much as like a injection of a specific set of proteins. So it has rewritten parts of their DNA, specifically causing them to be much dumber, and it has also lowered their their threshold for anger and increased like the fight response relative to the flight response. It's not contagious; like you won't get it from them. They didn't get it from each other, for that matter. It probably needed to be applied via like a weapon or injected into them or something like that.
Interesting.
As you can also tell that because you've at this point extracted a sample and done some analysis on it. It was deliberately created. You're fairly confident this didn't arrive, like this has this sort of sequences you would expect to see in something artificial. Lastly, in terms of, because I know you were also looking to try to bolster your resistance against this, you could start working on a booster serum. In fact, we'll say that some of the 10 minutes you've already spent is working on a booster serum that would specifically help. You basically need to increase your body's immune response to tailored to this specifically, and really consume all of these things before they get widespread, and start dealing the damage to the DNA. Because of course, also they protect themselves. Like if they rewrite your DNA, then they stop getting attacked too. So yeah, you could basically come up with a custom booster that you could apply to people, and I would say it gives a +4 bonus on saving throws against it.
Okay. We will start doing that and start applying it to people.
Okay. It'll probably only last, maybe 4 hours, but
Presumably, we can make more within that time frame if need be.
yeah, it's going to start having side effects if you do this too often, because you're putting the body's immune, you could basically cause their immune system to go a little haywire, which isn't great.
Ooh, side effects.
In terms of for these people, like, is there a cure? Not that you're aware of. They would need significant gene therapy, and they would always be a hostile patient, you imagine. So
We've probably dealt with worse.
Sure. But this is not something you could like whip up a cure for in your lab. You'd need them in like a full medical. When I say that, I mean like with your portable lab. You'd need time and resources to cure this.
We need the real lab.
Yeah. What do you say and do?
Said we start applying the. Is it an injection or is it a pill?
Good news, it's a suppository.
It'll be better as an injection.
Then yeah, we just start injecting everybody.
Just don't even ask questions. Don't tell them what's going on. Just inject away.
Bengi told me to figure out a cure, so we figured out a cure.
Oh, that's impressive. What do we need to do?
Dab.
Ah! All right. Well, still probably better than that. She like opens her mouth to just like almost like pant.
Yes. The moisture consolidates all over your scales.
And like under all my armor, I'm sure.
Oh yeah.
Amu is further out of their shell than normal.
How indecent.
Well, you guys have recovered, and any of you who wanted to, your stamina points. You are in a relatively safe little area right now, but you're also not making any progress. So what do you do?
Yeah. Once inoculations have happened, I'll get Skritic to the front of the group and see if we can figure out a way to go where that flying eye went.
Do we need to do anything special if we needed to recoup our
spend a resolve point?
Stamina points? Just
spend one resolve point.
Okay. Do resolve points ever come back?
They come back daily.
Okay, good. So I should have full resolve at this point.
Yes.
And I should not have the missing resolve point from the last time I healed on critical hit.
That's correct. Okay. So, Skritic, you're taking the lead?
Yeah, I suppose so.
All right. Why don't you give me a survival check?
Ooh, 30.
Ooh, that is excellent. So you're like, oh yeah, up there, no problem. Follow me. The hard part of this isn't getting there. The hard part is leading all of them. So anyone who who wishes to can feel free to throw in how they get in the way of Skritic and his excellent guidance through the massive trees and vine ladders and webs you can climb and stuff like that.
It'd be just a lot easier if you just climb that tree, swing on that vine, bounce off that mushroom cap there, and somersault into there.
Yeah, that sounds great. I'm on it.
Maggie's like, this is what I trained for.
Yeah.
Being in a platformer.
Vesk Ninja Warrior.
What's a somersault?
Oh, yeah. I don't know that you're really built for that.
Maybe able to do like a drill spin.
Barrel roll?
Something like that.
Gimmelman.
I believe you mean an aileron roll.
So you guys are making your way. Skritic is leading. Vangi is more in her element. I'll let you guys each make your choice of an athletics or acrobatics or survival check to kind of indicate how well you're doing. Pick one.
It's going to be athletics for me.
Athletics for me.
Do I have to pick my best one?
No.
You can pick whatever you want. Choose the worst one, Rob. That's funny.
Heck yeah. Watch him roll another nat 20.
I'll go with. Nope.
No.
I'll go with survival.
Cool.
I'm gonna go with acrobatics.
So each of your methods, kind of indicates how you're approaching this. So Quentin, you're doing acrobatics, so you're more like, nimbly balancing, rolling. You can kind of jump from place to place fairly easily. For it looks like Vangi and Bob, you guys each chose athletics, so a lot of climbing, some more heavier lifting and longer jumps. But Bob is actually doing, like, Vangi does totally fine, mostly just due to her training, but Bob is exceptional at it and gains quite a bit of elevation. Hecubino, you're on the lookout for a lot of there. This place has lots of natural hazards kind of throughout, and so you're a little bit more careful with how you pick your path, but you're able to keep up no problem as a result of your care. Amu, was that an acrobatics check?
Yup. We were told to somersault.
All right. So Amu attempts to somersault, rolls into his shell, and then promptly falls 10 feet into the spider vines.
Oh. You okay?
We think so. Can we try this without somersaulting?
Can I go down and help cut him out and give him some assistance?
Absolutely. So, with Bob's help, Amu, why don't you give me another check? I just want to see how it can be acrobatics, athletics, or survival again.
Athletics.
Okay.
It's not great.
It's not great, but you're also getting an assist from Bob, so you can, with his help, get along decently. Bob, how exactly? I mean, besides cutting him free, how do you help Amu along?
Sure, I'll
otherwise fall behind for what it's worth.
Yeah, I'm gonna let him. I guess let him attach some of his tendrils around my waist or something, so he has an anchor point, so that as I'm jumping, he's got a little slack, but if he I can pull him up if he misses the branch or the platform or whatever that we're jumping onto. It's kind of like a what is it? What climbers have, the safety rope. It's kind of like that.
So then, Hecubino and Skritic, you two specifically, and no one else, give me perception checks. Hecubino, you get a +2 bonus.
Ooh. So that'll be 19 for me.
24 for me.
Excellent. So, Hecubino, you start hearing something like a low hum, and then there's like a weird high pitched sound as well. You can't quite shake it.
Someone's turning on an old microwave. No, that's not it.
Warming up a really old TV.
Yeah.
Skritic, you stop every once in a while because you're a little faster than everybody else, right? Your base speed is 40.
Yeah, and I can also do some ignoring of difficult terrain stuff. So
Exactly. So yeah, you're able to stay way ahead of these guys, and you have that special ability, Ever Vigilant. So you can you get these checks kind of regardless. So you spot in the distance, not too far away, and it looks like it's getting closer. Some of the leaves and vines and like fronds of ferns are parting. And it looks like something's headed in your direction.
does it look like something big?
Yes.
All right. Yeah, I'm gonna kind of pull back. Something big's coming, guys. Get ready. And duck into some foliage.
I will also move into some cover.
So you guys try to position yourself to get some like to cover and hide.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yes.
I'm not going to bother hiding, so I'm just going to try to step forward with my bike and meet this thing.
That's good. An ambush works great with some bait.
Okay, so Vangie forward, Skritic's hiding, Bob's hiding.
Mhm.
Quentin?
Quentin is going to hide behind Vangie.
Nice. Hecubino?
Does the humming seem to be coming from the direction that Skritic said the thing was coming?
Yes, although give me a your choice of like a perception check or trying to think of what other or sense motive check. Yeah, perception or sense motive.
My sense motive might be better. Yep. 22 sense motive.
So you look around and no one else seems to be hearing this at all. And then you like tap your ear and you realize you're not hearing it with your ears either.
Mm-hmm.
How does it go?
Oh, it's just like a high-pitched noise and a hum.
No, it's more like the low noise is more like boom, boom, and then there's like this weird whirring sound at a much higher register, like.
So it's dubstep?
Sure, yeah, you could say that. And you get this feeling like you're being watched, Hecubino, or rather like something searching for you. Yeah, no, it's not that you're being watched so much as hunted. That's the word for it. You're being hunted.
Okay. Me specifically?
Yes.
Okay. I roll for psionic focus and enter a combat mode. Yeah, I'll say whatever that thing is, I think it's psychic.
And Amu, what do you do?
Help Vengi hide Quentin.
Okay. So the three people who are hiding, go ahead and give me stealth checks, please.
26.
21.
Matthew,
Yes.
were you making a stealth check?
Did it not go?
I don't see it. The first one I'll take. Jeez. All right. It seems like it rolled 3 times in a row for whatever reason. Okay. So your stealth is a 20. Quentin, that's pretty good. So 3 of you guys take to hiding while Vangie and Amu stand nobly by, and Hecubino holds his head and prepares for psychic combat as a nearby tree gets knocked down and a whole mess of vines scatter around, and some of it, the big green and turquoise and blue fronds are thrown to the ground, revealing. And I will show you the picture, but then I have to describe it because, of course, we're on a podcast. This. So it is enormous, first of all. It is about 20 feet tall and over 40 feet long. It is essentially a giant pink Tyrannosaurus Rex. Different things about it. It has 8 eyes, kind of stretched along its weird head. It has these like bright magenta tentacles coming behind its head, and also on the end of its tail. And then it has two. Like a set of 2 pairs, so 4 total little scything claws where T-Rex would have little hands. And those seem to be slicing through whatever they cut, like vibrating super fast and emanating a weird field around them. Those scythe claws, and they do make a very high pitched sound. Now that you're close, but the thing's tail twitches up, and those bright magenta tendrils of its tail all twist and turn straight towards Hecubino. Hecubino, you can tell that this thing has some sort of sense that it can detect you. Amu, what's your life science plus a nat 20 because of your special biohacker ability?
20 or 34.
Okay. So you recognize this as a Nishorla. A Nisholora.
Nisholora.
So these are terrifying. They're massive animals. They possess only an animal intelligence, but they are psychic, and they hunt psychic prey via a telepathic sense organ in its tail. They have phasic claws that can pierce right through a ship's hull or massive prey animal's hide. And it has an infrasonic scream that operates on such a powerful, it's so powerful and in such a weird low frequency that it can weaken the structural integrity of buildings and most humanoids. As a culture subnote here, there's also a type of Lashunta doom metal music named for the creature's scream. The Nisholora is an apex predator capable of destroying the entire Squeaky Clean by itself, and would eat any of you as a snack with a bite if it could. I mean, you might be able to resist. It's not necessarily going to one-shot you, but it will try to swallow you. It's also resistant to electricity and sonic damage. So with that, it's roll initiative time, which we have already done. Amu, I will also tell you, this thing is not is not CR appropriate. You think that it would easily kill all of you. But going first, not necessarily knowing that, is Quentin.
Mm.
Quentin, what do you do?
I'm still hidden.
Yeah.
And there's a T-Rex trying to eat our team leader.
Well, it has just emerged out of the jungle and is lashing its tail in his direction. It's still far away from the team leader, but they're fast.
It's a super fast, so it's a turbo T-Rex with pink coloration and freakish mutant. I have no idea what to do. I mean, my first instinct generally would be to shoot it, but it's also clearly something that's going to kill us and eat us if it wants to, unless it's, a red herring. It's in attack mode, right? It's going to try and eat Hecubino.
Aggressive, but then again, maybe you misunderstand.
Does that seem likely, though?
No.
I didn't think so. I'm going to shoot it in the eye.
It has 8 eyes, but go for it.
I'm going to shoot it in 4 eyes.
Go ahead and make your attack.
2 on the left and 2 on the right. I'm going to choose the. No, I'm not going to do that because that would take forever. Sorry, I just had to try and find my attack bonuses. This game is very complicated. And I go pew 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 for a 28
That will hit.
to hit.
Mm-hmm.
And this is my pew pew device. I'm using my plasma rifle because, well, yeah. Now,
So-
when
Go ahead.
you say it's immune to electricity, was that something that we were made aware of by Amu?
No.
Or okay, so I'm still going to go for the plasma rifle because it's the larger weapon.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because rifle. Do I get any bonuses for being awesome or spheroid?
Just roll your damage.
What? 7 points.
All right. So the good news is that is also fire and electricity. So it does not fully resist that. But you do seem to have merely drawn its attention, and it turns its massive head towards you. Amu, what do you do?
Yo. Hey, Camino, get away from it. It's hunting you. Vengi, the tail is what he's going to try and eat him with. Don't use electricity.
Are we fighting it or are we running?
This thing's probably going to eat us, but
So let's run.
okay.
So yeah, let's run.
If you stand and fight, it will eat you all. So what's the plan? Well, let's stand and fight, guys.
Yeah.
All right. So what's your action, Amu?
Run.
Sure. So would you like to make an athletics, acrobatics, or survival check?
Let's go with athletics.
Okay.
20.
Yeah, you can start running and getting some distance, getting further up the path that Skritic has shown you. Fortunately, this whole jungle seems to be built well in 3 dimensions. There's way more life above the surface than you'd expect. So yeah, you're hustling further up the path. Vangi, you're up.
I'm also going to run and try to, I don't know, maybe like slash at some foliage or something as I go to entangle it or distract it.
Okay, so that sounds like a survival check to me.
Oh, sure. I can do that. 16.
Okay, good enough. So you are able to slice, some vines and create like little nets, or hack at parts of a tree to collapse the way you're following. It is enormous, so it can't follow all of the paths that you guys are taking. Of course, with its enormous reach, it doesn't have to. But that is successful, and you race up after Amu as well.
Correct. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, and that brings up Pinky, as I'm going to call it, and it runs towards you guys.
I'm sorry, Pinky is after the brain.
Narf.
It's really bad.
What are we going to do tonight, Camino?
And it is going to run forward and scream at you, because you're all in a little area together, and it can catch you all, and it has to run nearby. That is what it'll do. And suddenly you feel, the blood vessels in your eyes start bursting, your screws rattling, various important organs, deciding whether or not to rupture your bones, or, key structural supports shaking and cracking in your bodies. Why don't you all give me a reflex save to dodge as much of this scream as possible? Dodge a scream? Yes, you're dodging because it's kind of breathing it at you.
Does it
So does
count
that
as
count-
a spell or a spell-like ability or a fear thing? Okay.
It's just none of those.
Does that also include those of us that are hiding in the bushes?
Yeah, it doesn't know it's getting you, but it is getting you.
All right.
Oh, shoot.
22.
9.
All right. So, those.
Ugh.
Yeah, it was a pretty good roll. I guess I could have secretly rolled that. Whatever. So, Skritic 12. Yikes. Pretty rough. So, I got good news for Amu and Skritic. Or not Skritic, sorry. Amu and Bob.
Oh, God.
You guys, and who else was hidden? Just Skritic? Yeah, just Skritic.
Critic Bob.
Darn it.
And,
I even have evasion.
Quentin.
Well, but Quentin wasn't hidden anymore.
Okay.
So, yeah, that means just Amu and Bob make your save for half damage. The rest of you take the full 46 Sonic. So it's 46 or 23. And that all goes to
all my stamina and a hit point.
Yeesh.
We're at 9.
I would like to spend a resolve point to share pain.
Ooh, nice. I like that.
Sure, who you sharing with?
With Pinky.
Okay, so I need to make a save?
You need to make a will save. And the difficulty is...
It's like empathic transfer hostile. It's really mean.
Down to 12 hit points.
Ooh.
So yeah, blood's coming out of orifices.
Ew.
Let's see.
I meant his mouth. Jeez.
Power requires an enemy to attempt. No, that's a DC is equal to 10 plus half my mystic level, which is 2, 3. Do you round up or down?
It's down, so.
Plus my wisdom modifier, which is 4. So
17?
Yep.
Or 16? All right. Well, I rolled a 4 and fail. So yeah, so what happens?
It's not that big a deal. I basically soak this is the damage you take from the attack by your mystic level. So I take 5 less damage and I deal 5 damage to it.
Okay, sure.
There's a mind affecting pain effect.
Yep. It does not like that, but it also doesn't seem to care. Bob, what do you do?
I'm going to, in addition to continuing to run, I'm going to, since I'm still hidden, I'm going to use my plasma rifle to kind of see if I can shoot some brush or trees or something on the other side of the path to see if that movement will distract the creature and get it to maybe move off that way, thinking that there's something over there.
So as an attempt to distract, that sounds like a bluff check to me.
Oh, great. Here we go.
Unless...
Oh, look. I rolled a 20. Not a nat 20, but a dirty 20. Oh, a 19 plus 1. Dang.
Unless you have some sort of class feature that allows you to do that with electronic devices, of which there are plenty around.
That's true. That's a good point.
Ooh.
But we'll say this time you managed to shoot and cause a distraction by, blasting a hive of hummingborpians. And that's certainly the hummingbird scorpion combo, that is. And so it is momentarily distracted, and you can hustle along. Skritic, what do you do?
Do I get the impression that it knows where I am?
It knows where Hecubino is, and it knows where Vangi is. It doesn't seem to care about you right now. Hard to say. It roared in your general direction.
I'm going to try to quietly slink off because I'm pretty darn hurt now.
Yep. So you're going to try to stealth away, sounds like? Go ahead and make a stealth check. Excellent. Yeah.
Now I roll good.
You're hidden. You can't really provide guidance to the rest of them, but you can protect yourself. So yeah, you're able to slink away successfully for now. Hecubino, what do you do?
So
you guys do have a clear path up that Skritic was describing, and it will eventually take you out of this thing's reach, you suspect. In terms of the damage you've done, it is so far between you and Quentin seem negligible.
Oh, I'm sure. I wasn't so much dealing damage to it as trying to reduce the damage.
Yeah, makes sense.
So if we run along the path that Skritic pointed out, there's a chance that we'll lose him.
Sure,
or that he won't be able to catch us. Huh?
There's always a chance.
Okay.
No, but I am saying that, yes. You'd have to be successful at, for instance, a bunch of skill checks, but yeah.
Okay. Yep. In that case, I will kick on my little rocket boots and fly up the path. And get on comms and be like, Quentin, Bob, Skritic, get out of there. Everybody up the path. Vangie, fall back, make sure ammo's rolling towards the correct direction.
Nice. I like the use of the jump jet. Those are jump jets, right?
Yeah. I think that's what they're called. Jump jets. Yep. Armor mod.
Yeah. So you can basically fly as part of your movement. So that is very cool. Sounds to me like what you're really trying to do is inspire the rest of the group and give good guidance while you yourself are getting movement through your equipment. So why don't you give me a diplomacy check?
Okay.
Or bluff or intimidate if you are really trying to do it in a different angle. But
I'll do bluff. I'm
okay.
definitely feeling it. So I'm gonna try to pretend like I'm not dying. 25.
Yeah, great. You're projecting an air of confidence that you do not have. So good work. And people seem to everybody's hopping too, except for one of you who is floating to Quentin.
Whoosh, floating. You know how I usually float casual?
Mm-hmm.
This is not that time. I am floating at high speed.
Quentin, did you lose all of your stamina in that blast?
Oh, indeed.
So what? Just because I like your descriptions, what of you has been like blasted apart?
Well, fortunately, most of the damage seems to be badly. Okay, so you know how normally I'm a seamless sphere?
Yeah.
A lot of seams have popped. And kind of little doors are open and a couple of maybe a claw hanging out. Of course, the entirety of my faceplate is now cracked. So it's got a really cool kind of scar down through my eye, but it's not intentional. And the face on it looks an awful lot like Richard Pryor when he goes, ah! And of course, this is probably the best part. There is actually an area on the top of Quentin's skull, which has elevated and is glowing red. So it looks like basically his head has grown a hat, which is now actually literally an alarm. Which is it's pretty cool and also terrifying. Thankfully, not leaking any fluids yet.
Cool.
However,
so
I don't know if you noticed this, but you might actually be able to hear his flotation devices, and they're now going like George Jetson's car. So that's bad.
From Vincent to old Bob in one hit.
Oh, don't explain the joke.
All right.
I'm gonna get the heck out of here.
And how are you going to get the heck out of there?
Quickly, with alacrity,
with
if that's possible. Manner. It's going to be the floating acrobatic version of when Shaggy's legs turn into a wheel of feet.
All right, do it. Acrobatics, sir.
Maybe literally. In fact, probably since some of those, additional hands and feelers and sensors are out, going to use those to grab a hold of things and literally propel myself faster, like a fat man going up the
Right.
stairs.
Go.
28.
Yep, you start booking it. So that's excellent. You're like, yep, sounds good. Heck, you being able to see at the top. It just blitz past him.
Bye.
All right.
One less thing to worry about.
With Quentin making some good ground, Amu, what do you do to catch up?
Our best. No, we're gonna use the boost brain function. That's
Speed booster?
Yeah, the speed boost booster.
Yeah, and you could can you do a dual boost such that you also get a bonus to skill checks too?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, probably a good idea. Yeah, we're basically just kind of chugging everything that's in our lab right now. It's like this. Okay.
Great. Yeah, you can certainly boost your speed using your speed your biohacker class feature and your boosting your check. Along with your movement, let's say, why don't you give me a medicine?
Okay. Medicine is my best skill. 29.
Nice. Yeah, it is. Whew. You're like, oh yeah, no problem. I can inject myself with all this stuff on the fly. That's what I was, born for and trained for. You also, stanch some of your coral bits from flaking off, leaving a trail, and you also patch up like some parts where your shell was cracked and leaking as you go. Vangi, you momentarily bought like a little bit of time from Pinky, but it did blast through the cover you had constructed last time. So what do you do?
Then yeah, I'm gonna take the cue from my team co-captain and help Amu and the others try to get some speed on them. So basically, I'm going to try to almost like bull rush Amu and like roll him forward to get him some speed because I'm really fast and he's really slow.
Nice, I like that.
Just like tuck in.
Roll into a ball and she'll just dribble you out of here.
Say, Amu's speed should be this, unless you have an extra bonus to speed. Amu's speed should match yours now.
Amu's speed is 30?
Amu's base speed is 20.
And now it's 30 because of the injection?
My base speed is actually... My base speed is actually 35.
Oh. So you can push him on the back and get people going. Maybe it's Amu some, maybe it's Bob or Skritic. Well, you can't see Skritic, so no. Bob or Hecubino. But you can guide people.
Cool.
So what are you trying to make like a
I was thinking like athletics check, but
yeah, that sounds good.
Cool. I've got a 30.
Oh, excellent. So you're of the people you can see, you're helping, everybody bring up the rear, and you guys have pushed ahead and you've gained some elevation. You can pause for just a moment, and then there's this nearby pitcher plant, and inside the pitcher it's filled with liquid. And you see the vibrations.
So when Steven earlier was talking about clever girl, were you just sitting there being like, you have no idea how right you are?
It's like, don't spoil it, Steven.
I'm sorry.
Called foreshadowing.
It's your key to quality literature.
Getting the reference doesn't save us from being eaten.
Around one of the trees pokes its tail, and again, its tail actually has like many tendrils at the end of it that are all this bright pink, and they kind of move the way those like sea snakes or the things coming out of the ground in the ocean move. Like they move in weird, unusual patterns, and as if they're obeying some sort of currents you guys can't see. And Hecubino, they are. They're following psychic currents, and it turns and then kind of wrapping around as it must have turned itself into like a little donut to turn itself around. You see the head of the Nisholora. There we go, Nissolora. And it breathes on you, blowing away a bunch of the vines and leaves and debris, and it is going to try to attack. Let's see here.
I'm checking my notes. It says it's trying to attack Kevin.
It's going to try to attack Vangi because Vangi is with that heavy armor, and it will actually use its phasic claws to try to slice through you.
Great.
Yeah, they're really good at slicing open armor. It hits.
Like a delicious mollusk. Okay.
Take 21 damage.
Ow. I am bloodied.
So it just slices right through the armor and through several layers of scales and then muscle. And that was just one phasic claw. You'd hate to see what this thing would do with a full attack.
Yes, I would. That's why we're running from it.
Bob, what do you do?
That bundle of stuff's on the end of its tail. Does it look like nerve endings or?
Well, they're definitely some sort of, somewhat prehensile organ. Whether they're nerves or not, they probably actually make a life science check.
Life science. Let's see. What do we got for life science? You get a, what is that, an 18?
Yeah, you think they're basically bundles of nerves, yeah. It's definitely, it might have some weird, like, special other stuff in there, but it's got to have a high concentration of nerve endings.
Am I mistaken? Can we not turn our batteries into, like, little bombs? Like, overload weapon, isn't that a, Let's see. As a full action or as a move action, by spending one resolve point, you can cause a powered weapon, either ranged energy weapon or a melee weapon with a powered special property in your possession to explode. You can use a weapon as if it were a grenade of the weapon's item level or lower, dealing the weapon's normal damage type, except the weapon has a range of 10 feet unless it's a thrown weapon.
Mm-hmm.
So can I turn my... So it looks like it's only a weapon that I can do that, not a battery.
Right. So then that weapon would be lost because you blew it up.
Oh, man. I'm going to take my laser pistol and I'm going to grab some the sticky resin that's all over these trees and stuff, and I'm going to rub it on the pistol, and then I'm going to set the laser pistol to overload, and I am going to sprint like a crazy person across the path and slap that gun right on the end tail of that creature and continue to just run right past it into the forest. Like, if it's focusing on Vengi in the front, I come up from the back, slap it on its tail, and just keep running with the weapon.
Okay, this will be fun. So why don't you go ahead and you're charging it, you're trying to hit it with something. I'd let you make a melee attack or an athletics check, or if you have some other...
I can do an athletics check on this.
Sure.
Not very great. 13.
So it unfortunately smacks you out of the way with its tail. It doesn't deal any damage. You can choose to either still be holding your overloaded laser pistol, and you could turn it off if you want, or you could have like dropped it when you got hit, and it could be nearby it.
Yeah, I'm going to drop it because according to the way that this thing describes is once it's overloaded, you can't turn it off.
Oh, you can't turn it off. Well then,
No.
okay, so you've dropped it nearby.
Yeah.
So that was not a success. So so far it is still on top of you. Skritic, what do you do?
I'm trying to decide what I want to do. Is there anyone lagging behind?
Bob just got tail slapped, so he and Bangy are probably in the rear.
Okay. I'll probably
Save yourself.
Far more likely to be able to help with Bob. So I'll like go back down there and grab him and try to use my leapers to get us to safety.
Nice, excellent. So the leapers help with an athletics jump check, right?
Yeah.
Why don't you give me one of those?
Alrighty. It's 21.
And then the leapers add like a bunch to it, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yep. Ah, shoot, I just closed it. Control Z. Nope, that didn't.
Leapers armor upgrade +8. Yep, that's a lot.
Yeah. Okay.
So 29. That's great. So you can grab Bob, and suddenly you're flying through the air.
Thank you very much.
So you have definitely rescued him and gotten to a higher platform than you think it will be able to reach. So Bob and Skritic are most likely free of it.
Is it my go?
Yep.
I am going to, flying with my rocket boots, basically flip over so that I'm, basically with my back towards the ground, and basically sit up and do like a like reach out. And I'm gonna take Bob's overloading pistol and like basically pull it towards me, which will take it close to the critter and try to blow up its weird little tail.
Nice. Are you using a psychic power for that?
I could basically do this as an attack with what is it called? Telekinetic projectile.
You could. That's totally fair to like throw it at it.
Yeah. Or if a skill checks.
Yeah, I would say that this is also kind of like an up-jumped use of you have like a psychokinetic hand, right? That lets you have some minor telekinesis.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's like a cantrip. Normally the cantrip, you can only kind of move things around very specifically, and you're kind of trying to edge that into a little bit more power. You only really need it to connect, though. You don't need it to like hit to deal damage, so you don't need the force of your telekinetic projectile. So why don't you make a mysticism check?
Okay.
To get the most out of your psychic power.
Yeah. 18.
Oh, that's successful. And it's beeping and blinking. But if that goes off, hopefully you'll be able to get free. So you then also can use your jump jets some more and continue to fly up with people.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Quentin, what do you do? You're almost there, but you're not free yet.
Is panic an option?
You chose that last round. What do you do this round?
So I'm trying to. Is keep running an option?
Absolutely, keep running an option.
All right, let's do that.
Okay, well, unfortunately, the path you've taken now kind of diverges into some that's like brilliantly, multicolored and vibrant and full of stingers and pollen. And then there's another path where you think you're just going to have to like climb and like use the maximum force from your flotation thing and kind of, carefully pull yourself up to get distance. There's no more like balancing narrow pathways where you can roll yourself easily. So what I'm saying is, if you want to keep running, you can't choose acrobatics a second time in a row.
I bet I could. You just won't let me because you're meanie pants. Ooh, I got an idea. You said there's things in there and there's like stuff and spores and like that.
Absolutely, all around.
What if I like sneak past them using my bluff?
No.
No, wait. Stay with me here. I'm going to grab 2 fronds, and I'm going to hold them on either side of me, and I'm going to repeat, "I am a hedge. Please move along." And that way, no one will know it's me.
Somehow you doubt that will work against this giant pink Tyrannosaurus.
Well, hell, what would my options be if I'm not acrobating it?
Like survival and athletics are another 2 that you could definitely always choose here.
I am not trained in survival.
Yeah, that would be bad.
I got a big fat 0. Looks like maybe athletics. Dragging myself arduously, arm over arm over arm over 4th arm.
Go for it.
Over weird antenna, over pincer device, over cocktail muddler, on Donner, on Blitzen, on 23.
Hey, that's pretty good. You are able to climb up over using that wide variety of devices.
Yeah.
It's not an enjoyable experience, but you are able to pull yourself up. Congratulations, Quentin. You're free. Amu, it's your turn. What do you do?
Can I use physical science to catapult, propel, like move myself up quicker? Basically,
You're
quick
the
simple tool.
geometry of how to. It's like if I bounce off of this and use that vine like a lever, not a lever, but some sort of twisting thing, whatever that is, and then this is yeah. Sure, you can try to make a physical science check to plot out the path you take.
I can turn this fulcrum into a parallelogram.
17.
So, unfortunately, it is a little harder than you were expecting. You think you've got it perfectly, but then so you're like got it, and you start along your path. But along the way, one of the floating spores, or I guess floating fungi you jump on, emits a cloud of spores, and you were not accounting on it having so little bounce, and that kind of throws off your calculations. And you're also exposed to these spores. So why don't you give me a fortitude save?
26.
Oh, yeah. You call these spores.
All these spores? I call these samples.
More like spores.
Spores. I like it. Well, good. That no time dilation and shape and distance dilation and seeing colors you'd never seen before for Amu. Vangi.
So Vengi's gonna basically try to use like all the tips that she's picked up from like being a gladiator for like when you definitely should go down and just need to keep your blood and guts in for like a little bit longer, to try to like hold on to herself and like do take a like just breathe in that adrenaline to try to sprint out of this thing's threat range.
Okay. What kind of check are you?
I was thinking medicine since I used athletics last time.
Sure. I'm okay with it.
Cool. I've got an 18.
Yeah, you can hold yourself together and you can scramble up just barely. So it's only Amu that is struggling after that bout of spores. As Pinky turns to take a giant bite out of him, but that's when the grenade that Bob has turned his laser pistol into explodes, and it shrieks in pain, and you can feel the whole tree vibrate, and the back of your teeth rattle, and Hecubino, that sense of being hunted goes away as this thing then runs off into the jungle, injured and afraid of you guys. You have managed to evade the Nisholora, and you've gotten to a relatively, comfortable spot here. There's a big mossy kind of floating grove that Skritic, the best path you could find to get to that office, has taken you along, and nothing seems to be immediately attacking you, which is good because I know you guys are really, really beat up. So as you settle down for just a moment into that moss, that's when then you realize the moss is much, much larger than you realized, and it's starting to curl up around you as though it was a big blanket, or maybe a giant, giant moss-like manta ray. And the tendrils of the moss start to grab at you guys and cover you in its big, mossy embrace. Skritic, you and you alone get to take one action here because of your ever vigilant. What do you do?
Do I have anything that I can use to make a quick fire?
The moss seems like, several feet thick, and yeah, you could probably get yourself free in that amount of time, but not anyone else. Like free by not being caught up in it.
So you say it kind of looks like a manta ray?
Yeah, if it was, 15 meters wide.
I'll try to leap at approximately what the face would be and stab.
Face. It's just kind of shaped like one.
Yeah, still in that general area, and slice, and then yell at the others, "Get out of here!"
All right, and with that, as Skritic tumbles towards the front and says, "Get out of here!" You guys all hear the moss monster say, "Hey guys, I'm Gordo. I'm really sorry, but I'm gonna crush you now. Don't worry, it might take a while. I'm pretty slow. So, tell me about yourselves." As the blankets of moss layer on top of you and start to crush you. And that, I think, is where we will end things for this
it's like a weighted blanket of death. It's
just so soft.
So soft, so comforting. I'm going to take a nap, and just like everyone else is going to take a nap. Until next time, when we come back to see how we're going to escape this latest death trap. Thanks, Kevin. No, really, seriously. Thanks, Kevin, for the fun times that we had this week, and I certainly appreciate it. I kind of wish we would have had some more critical roles here, but maybe we will have all of our listeners raise their D20 up in the air, and maybe next time all of our roles will be critical hits.
This podcast is copyright 2021 by Major Spoilers Entertainment, LLC.